Saturday Night PiX with the Calvin Dean Show. Guys, it's week 6. Wow. I mean, I had the 49ers winning on Thursday night. How about that? And I told you they would cover. They would cover. How about that? Thank you, and thank you, everyone. Hey, what about Sunday morning game? Let's just get right to it, guys. We'll go over the injury reports every single game, but let's just get right to it. The 6:30 a.m. game on the NFL Network. We have the Jacksonville Jags 1-4 going into London playing the Bears. Yeah, the Bears are giving up a point. And I just see this game. The Jags actually have better on paper, to be honest. And they're 1-4. They just look like world beaters this last game, but they did play Carolina, and they almost lost. I don't know. I just think the Bears are a better team. I just do. I see Jags. I see the Jags doing well in this game, but the Bears definitely will cover the 1 point. So we just give the first game up to the Chicago Bears with Caleb Williams. Yeah. That's a round of applause on that one. That's for sure. The next game we have the Washington Commanders 4-1 going into Baltimore playing the Baltimore Ravens. This is going to be an exciting game to watch. I mean, a very, very exciting game to watch. We have the Jaden Daniels, which is kind of like Lamar Jackson light, and their number 5 offense against the number 3 offense of the Ravens. We have the number 14th defense of the Ravens, and actually Ravens is 19th, and the Washington Commanders is 14th. The passing is 13th for the Commanders and 8th for the Ravens, and the rushing game is 3 for the Commanders and 1 for the Ravens. This is a very, very tight game. Boy, guys, the point spread on this one is just too delicious to even turn down. It's 6.5 points. I think it's going to be one of those games. It's going to be like 34, 22 or something like that. And then right at the end, the Commanders are going to just score a junk move, come up, 2 or 3 points less. They're just going to score at the end, and it's going to be too late. And the Ravens are going to win this game, but I would take the points with the Commanders on this one. So once again, the Ravens over the Commanders in Maryland. That's awesome. Okay, give it up to the Ravens. All right. The next game we have the Arizona Cardinals going into Green Bay, playing the Green Bay Packers, 3-2. The Cardinals are always off on a slow start on every single game. It's in Green Bay. They are playing the Packers. I just, the rushing on the Packers is 4th. The rushing for the Cardinals is 5th, and the offense of the Cardinals is 12th. And the Packers is 4th. And we have the passing for the Packers 9th. That's where it's at. And the passing for the Cardinals is 23rd. The defense for the Packers 21st. And the 24th defense for the Cardinals. It's in Green Bay. I just can't give this one up to the Cardinals. I just can't. It's an ugly, ugly game. The Packers are giving them 5.5 points. I'd take the Packers and the points. Give it up to the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. All All right. The next game we have, which is an interesting game, we have the Texans going into the New England Patriots and playing the Patriots in New England. 4-1 Texans. I think they'll keep the winning streak alive. I think it'll be closer than everyone thinks it's going to be. They might start Drake May. I don't know if they would or not. Why would they? The Patriots are 6th ranked rushing offense, but that's all they have. They have an offensive that is 6th in rushing, but their offense is actually 29th in rushing. So, throw that out the window. That's for sure. So it's a pretty easy game to pick on this one. You just have to look at the point spread. It's 6.5 points. I think the Texans will probably win like 14-3 or something like that. They'll cover the points. So give it up to the Houston Texans in New England. That's for sure. All right, the next game we have, which is a great game. This was one of the fun games to look at. It's the Buccaneers going into the Saints, playing the 2-3 Saints without Derek Carr. That's in St. Louis. I mean, it's in New Orleans. This is going to be a tough one, guys, to even pick. I just don't understand the logic on this one. The Saints are giving up 3.5 points. The Saints are getting 3.5 points. Man, I could see it. The Buccaneers are going to win probably by a good 10 points without Derek Carr. Give it up to the Tampa Bay Bucks to beat the New Orleans Saints. Sorry, Francisco. Sorry, buddy. All right. Oh, man. That's just... Francisco's one of my good friends, and he loves the Saints, man. He loves the Saints. 2-3 Saints. They'll be 2-4 at the end of this game. The next game we have the Cleveland Browns, who are just terrible, guys. Just terrible. They're going into the Philadelphia Eagles, playing the 2-2 Eagles. Eagles coming off a bye. The Eagles are all well rested. Well, the Cleveland Browns is like... It's like playing a JV team, the varsity playing the JV team, and I'm going to give this one up to the varsity, which is Eagles Fly in Philadelphia. That was an easy one. The next one's a real tough one. It's kind of an up in an air type of game. You have the Titans coming off their bye. Will Levis, hopefully he'll be back for the Titans. The Colts, man, if Joe Flacco starts, the Indianapolis Colts will win. If Anthony Richardson starts, the Indianapolis Colts will lose. So that's my gist on that one. It's pretty easy, and I just don't trust Anthony Richardson. I think he's one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, and he's got a lot of work ahead of him. I'd like to see him without being injured. That's for sure. And he's always being injured. That's another thing with Anthony Richardson. He's inconsistent with his passing, and he's just not a good quarterback, guys. Just not a good quarterback. It's in the Titans. The Titans are giving away 2.5 points. Like I said, if the Anthony Richardson starts, give it up to the Titans. If Joe Flacco starts, give it up to the Indianapolis Colts. All right. Yep. We have the Chargers going into Denver, playing the Denver Broncos. This is going to be a tough game. I just don't see the Broncos winning 4 straight with the way they are. And when I have question marks about teams, and I have the Broncos question mark about Bo Nix, and then you have, when you ever have a question mark, you have to look at the quarterbacks, and you know that the quarterback's Haber is a lot better than Bo Nix. So, and the Broncos are getting 3 points. 3 points. They're giving the Broncos 3 points. The Chargers will beat the Broncos in Denver. Give it up to the Los Angeles Chargers. Yeah. All right. The next game we have the Steelers going into the Raiders. The Raiders are just, they're playing phone tag with their quarterbacks right now. So, who knows what's going to be in. They have Devontae Adams sitting out, pouting because he's not on a winning team. That's what happens, Devontae, when you choose, money over talent, and a talented Green Bay team. You could still be on Green Bay right now, Devontae, in a winning situation, but you had to take the money and a couple million more, and it just doesn't make any sense. And and please stop with the Jets stuff. It's not going to make the Jets any bigger or any better, because the Jets are just a terrible team. So we have the Steelers going into the Raiders, playing the Raiders. I don't know who's going to be starting on the Steelers. It's the Raiders. The Raiders are just a terrible team. Right now, they don't even know if the coach is going to be around after this game. So we have this, like I said, we have the Steelers going into Las Vegas, playing the Las Vegas Raiders. This is going to be one of those games. It's going to be an ugly game. It's going to be just an ugly game. Whatever team shows up and feels like playing. The Raiders are getting 3 points. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it might be like a 12-9 game or 12-6 game. The Raiders might cover, but I don't think so. I'm giving this one up to the Pittsburgh Steelers in Las Vegas. All right. Going right to the next game, guys. This is good. It's nice and fast. And we have the Atlanta Falcons going into Carolina, playing the 1-4 Carolina Panthers. I mean, this is a real no-brainer. I mean, Atlanta is definitely going to shine in this game. Let's see how many points, the point spread on this game. I hate to even look at it, The point spread, the Panthers are getting 6 points at home. The Falcons are going to, it's going to be a double-digit win on the Falcons, and Kirk Cousins is just lighting it up. Give it up to the Atlanta Falcons in Carolina. All right. The next game we have is the Lions going into Dallas, playing the Dallas Cowboys. Do you understand? The only 2 games that Dallas has lost was at home this year. Oh, it's just ugly. And the Dallas Cowboys are getting 3 points. 3 points in Dallas. I just think that the Lions are just a better team. I think they're going to have that running game with the two-headed monster. And with Detroit, I just don't see Detroit actually losing this game. The rushing for the Cowboys is 31st. There's 32 teams in the league, guys. 32 teams in the league, and the Cowboys are 31st. Yeah, how's that Ezekiel Elliott doing for you? But the passing for the Cowboys is 4th. That's where it's at. But the defense of the Cowboys is 15th. They're faltering, and they have 2 people hurt. And I just don't see the Detroit Lions laying down on this one. I'm definitely going to give this one up to the Detroit Lions over the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. What a great game that's going to be. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be fun to watch. Fun to watch. But unfortunately, Dallas, you're going to lose. We have Sunday night football with the Bengals going into Giants, playing the Giants. I just don't see the Giants stopping the Bengals' offensive passing prowess. I mean, the Giants, they would have to maybe get a running game going, maybe keep Cincinnati off the field. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think Cincinnati's going to bounce back today and on Sunday night and beat the Giants in New York. Give it up to the New York Football Giants. All right, we have the last game is Monday Night Football. We have the Bills going into New York, playing the New York Jets. New York Jets are getting 2.5 points. This is my best bet of the week. My lock of the week is the Bills of the Jets. They're going to cover, so it's going to be a game. It's going to be like 38-5 or 38-7 or 38-10. It's going to be a blowout win for the Bills, guys. It's going to cover. Rodgers is terrible. The Jets are terrible. They're going through a transition. You know, you have Rodgers and the owners firing Saleh, and when they said that Rodgers had nothing to do with it, I'm sorry, guys. Rodgers, I have people on the ground, and they told me that Rodgers got a phone call from the owner 1 hour before the owner fired the coach. So come on, he wasn't blindsided or anything else like that. Rodgers did this on his own. It's all about Rodgers being baby. He's literally, and he's half of a man that he used to be. He hasn't thrown a 300-yard game since 2022. And he's just terrible. He's a terrible quarterback. He's lost it. He's a has-been, and he should be retired. I'm sorry, Jet fans, but you know it. He should be retired. He's a terrible quarterback now. And if you think he's better or he's your savior, you're smoking some ganja stuff. But I just don't see it happening. This is my best bet of the week is the Bills over the Jets on Monday Night Football. You know, the only upset I see that's happening would be the Ravens Commanders game. I think, just that game, I think that the Commanders might cover that game, so I still think the Ravens are going to win, but I would bet on the Commanders with 6.5 points. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Calvin Dean Show, Saturday Night PiX. All right, everyone, I'll see you next week.